Alright. Let's talk about Larry's topics. Alright. Here's one for you, boys and girls. Underworld's lichens don't make sense. And I'll explain why. Alright. They only become the wolf unless they're, old enough to control the transformation and change at will. They only become the wolf during a full moon. So, and it's during those times that they eat human flesh, as it were. My question is, what do they eat when they're in their human form? Because if they only consume blood in their human form, technically they're no different than vampires. They just take the form of a beast, the wolf. Which, when you think about it, doesn't make sense. In Underworld, Rise of the... not Rise of the Lycans, Revolution, Michael goes into a pub, orders some food, starts eating it, all of a sudden he gets sick. And vomits it all out. How? Is it like that the only thing they can eat is raw uncooked meat and blood? That doesn't make any sense. Because every other movie I've seen with werewolves, they eat human food when they're not in the shape of the beast. Let's see. Well, there's the classic Teen Wolf. Eats human food. The TV series Being Human. The werewolf in that eats human food. The other one I can think of is Dylan Dog Dead at Night, where they get a supply of meat, but it doesn't say whether or not they cook it or eat it raw, which I'm assuming they probably cook it in medium rare and eat it, but I could be wrong. That being said, let's see, Benicio del Toro's The Wolfman. He eats human food. An American Werewolf in London. Human food. Halloween series. They all eat human food. So why is it with Underworld they can't? It doesn't make sense. That would mean to say they only eat once a month, and then the rest of the time they just go about their business, and with their metabolism for regeneration, they should be like, I guess, more corpsely. But the fact that they have to have blood in their system, it's just, it's stupid. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Because American Werewolf in London, Daniel eats. It isn't until the day that he transforms that he's not hungry. He's not hungry. He's not hungry. So he goes the whole day not feeling hungry at all. Because when he turns over into the wolf, he is hungry, and it's for human flesh, which he eats humans and tears them apart. That's like the biggest problem with that series. Well, one of. And then you got Eve. How the hell she survived? Because Eve's about 12, 13 years old when she's, when Selena finds her, right? And it's obvious she's never had drink blood because her regenerative capability is shit until the old lady feeds her. But yet, she survived 12 years without food or nutrients of any, sustenance of any kind. That's what I'm assuming. She can't eat human food, and I don't think, and her body doesn't regenerate like it should because she hasn't been drinking blood and doesn't know her body needs it. So how the hell did she survive? Please, someone tell me, because she doesn't eat. She can't eat human food according to that shit, and she has no regenerative capabilities because she hasn't drank any human blood or any blood whatsoever. So how the hell does she even survive and now look like Victor? 12 years. She'd be all withered and decrepit looking like Victor is when he comes out. Yeah, sure, it's 100 years or so, but you know what? She's been without for 12 years. There's no fluid in her body, no nutrients, no sustenance. She should be a withering husk of a corpse. You see? And nobody thinks of that. Nobody takes that into play. Because if she had any kind of human blood, she would have the ability to regenerate. And she didn't. And she didn't know she needed blood until the old lady gave it to her, and guess what? She healed. That's totally stupid. She hasn't had any sustenance, apparently, until the old lady gives her blood for the first time, and then she's able to heal. She should be a walking, withering carcass. Well, like Victor, or the mange-looking werewolves that she kills. The walking skeletons dogs. But she's not. She's a beautiful, healthy-looking hybrid girl. And that makes me say, what? Who? How? And that don't make sense. It takes its own self and totally leaves a huge question of what the hell's going on? How is this possible? Someone enlighten me, please. How she survived? She can't eat human food because it's brought up. Because it'll make her sick. She hasn't had blood because she don't even know what it does, and her body don't regenerate itself. Because if she even had a little bit in her system, she would have regenerated. So, what the hell are they keeping her alive on? IV fluid? That ain't gonna do nothing. Especially if your body needs blood like they do. Because from what they show and imply, if they were to inject her with and try keeping her alive with IV fluid, I'm sorry, there would have been a reaction. Her body probably would have started. Her body would have probably cracked open and drained out and started just pooling out IV fluid. Because there's no nutrients for a vampire in that. It's just water with salt in it, which her body don't need. Which is like the biggest plot hole in Underworld whatsoever. You know, and Michael's refusal to drink human blood is insult to the whole thing too, because you know what? Your body's lacking enough of something. Guess what? Your body will take it in because it needs it. I hate liver with a passion. The smell makes me nauseous. The taste makes me sick. But guess what? My iron level was so low in my body. The iron in my body was so freaking low. I showed up to my parents. My father's cooking liver. I don't eat liver. I hate liver. It makes me sick, literally. That's how me and my sister got away with not eating it, because we'd eat it and we'd get sick. The smell, taste, and that just... Blah, blah, blah. Right? I was so deprived of iron in my body that I came in and I'm like, my dad's cooking. And I was like, what are you cooking? He's like, liver, can't you tell? I was like, no, I can't smell it. He's like, were you sick? I was like, no. He's like, well, I'm cooking liver. And I was like, that's weird. I don't know why I can't smell it. And I was looking at it, and my body was saying, you need to eat that. You need to eat that. And my stomach started growling while I was looking at it, and I could literally feel my body saying, you need that, you need that, you need that, eat it, eat it, eat it. What happened? I grabbed it. My dad watched me, and I started eating it. I couldn't taste it at all. There was no sense of taste in my mouth at all. I ate like 6 to 8 pieces. I was like, what the hell? Why would I do that? He's like, you get sick from the taste of liver. I was like, I can't taste it. I can't smell it, and I can't taste it at all. He's like, that's nuts. Come to find out, if your body's lacking something, it's gonna make you... It's gonna make you eat a source of that thing. Because if you're lacking iron, like I was, my body shut off my sense of smell and sense of taste. And I ate liver. I hate liver with a passion. It makes me sick. The smell makes me nauseous. The taste makes me vomit. But I was so low, my body was lacking so much in iron that my body made me eat it and shut off all the things that'll make me not eat it. I could not taste it at all. So yeah, Eve's body would need, and Michael's body would need blood, even though it goes against his moral compass, because his body needs it and her body needs it, because that's the only way they get sustenance. Their body would make them eat it and consume it, which is totally stupid. Because you're to believe they're not going to do it. But if your body's lacking enough of something, it's going to make you consume it or find a source for it. It's nuts, and it's true because it happened to me. I was low on iron. I hate liver. It makes me sick. I ate six to eight pieces of liver, and my dad was confused and perplexed. I asked the doctor. I was like, I told the doctor, I was like, I hate liver. I hate the smell. I hate the taste. The smell makes me nauseous, and the taste makes me puke. Why did I eat it? Why couldn't I smell it, and why couldn't I taste it? I could smell everything else, but I couldn't smell the liver, and I couldn't taste the liver. I could taste everything else. I just couldn't taste that. She says, doctor says, oh, it's because your body was so low on liver, it needed it, and your dad was so low on iron, and your dad was cooking a high level of iron food, a food with high levels of iron in it, because of all the blood and iron that's in the blood that gets filtered through the liver, and liver's rich in iron, but your body knows how you react to it. Your body shut off your sense of smell and sense of taste. And you had the impulse, and gave you the impulse to eat it, because your body needed the iron. I was like, that's nuts. So, that being said, Michael's lacking of blood, and Eve's lacking of blood. Eve would have bit and killed somebody, and so would have Michael. I'm sorry, it's fact. Especially seeing they're doing a genetic mutation virus type thing for the vampires and werewolves, that it's a virus. A vampire bat bit Marcus, a rabbit wolf bit William. The rabbit, the dog, his body altered the virus, the bat rabies into the vampire bat, and making him a vampire. And the rabies wolf bite turned William into a werewolf. So yeah, they have regenerative capabilities and all that. So yeah, their body's alive, so to speak. So yeah, need blood. So Michael would have drank blood no matter what, and so would Eve. They would have killed someone. But that's one of the many plot holes in Underworld.